So I would like to do a sharing on this topic from kindness to insight. And this currently Metta Sutta is very popular and it's also very popular among yourself. You know these suttas very well, and then also you know how to chant very well. And yeah, and this sutta provides a very comprehensive teachings and practice of the loving kindness and ultimately eventually lead to concentration and wisdom. Okay, then a lot of people asking, I said, oh, I cannot meditate. Yeah, I had a lot of hindrances. Said, I cannot meditate. Yeah? So when you are trying to meditate, you say every little noise and a little word can break your focus. You see, so this is what generally people experience. They cannot meditate. And this sutras is very ancient sutras. It provides 50 qualities. Okay, it means that it prepared your foundation for meditation. And I think it's good to understand a bit of the origin of these sutras. During the times of the Buddhas, there was an incident happened to a group of 500 monks. You see, during the Buddha's time, when they come to listen to the Buddha's teaching, they were all very much inspired and then rejoice. And at the end of the sutras, their request to become, to going forth, right? To become some monks, going forth, and then so the Buddhas usually will give them a very short instruction on the meditation once you become a monk. So these monks, went to the forest, to find a quiet place to meditate. And the story goes on like this, yeah. Then, these groups of monks, they meditate under the tree. But the spirits living under the tree, were not so happy initially. Not so happy after a few days. Not so happy initially. Okay, after staying there for a few days, they were not very happy. So they are starting to make all those very scary noise, right, to scare these monks away. And of course, those young monks, got scared, right? And then because of that, they could not concentrate in their meditation, and they lost their peace and concentration completely. So they went to see the Buddhists. They said, this forest is very scary, right? They cannot meditate there. Then what should I do? What should they do? What should we do, right? So the Buddha didn't tell them, to find a new forest, and Buddha giving them what do you call a special mantra, a special charm, right, for protection. This morning, one devotee asked me, he said, Bhante, could you show me any suttas that the Buddha asks us to do the morning evening chanting? I said during the Buddhist times, monks are not doing any chanting, right? Monks are very busy. Yeah? Monks are occupied, their time occupied to listen to the Buddha's teaching, right? There is no such suttas mentioning that monks should chant these and that suttas in the morning and in the evening. So I mean, when we do the chanting, we are rehearsing. Yeah? We rehearse. We listen to the Buddha's chanting, right? As if Buddha is giving instruction, giving teaching for us, right, to us. So that's why we are reminding ourselves, right, to do the morning and evening chanting, right, as part of the cultivation, right? As we do the chanting, we rehearse the Buddha's teaching again and again and again, right? And of course, eventually after Buddha's passing away, this certain chanting, certain sutta become a very protective sutta. Okay, that is to say, as you chant certain suttas, it can ward off certain dangers. So this becomes like Karaniya Metta Suttas. As we chant these Karaniya Metta Suttas, it can ward off some evil spirits. For example, someone stay in the house, right, is haunted by evil spirits, right? By chanting these Karaniya Metta Suttas, you can ward off, right? This evil spirit. So that become a very protective chanting. But I think during the Buddha's time, this is not one of the evil spirit. You have to practice it. You know, as you understand, you practice. Okay. So yeah. So this is the Buddha's teaching from Buddha's monk to his disciples. Okay. Then the Buddha's didn't give them anything, right? Not asking them to go out of the forest, but instead the Buddha's taught them these 15 qualities. Okay, I find it very interesting, right? The Buddha taught them these 15 qualities, which is basically a guide on how to practice metta, right? The metta bhavana, right? And this metta bhavana, as part of this for protective meditation, right? And then it helps, you know, for our concentration and developing the insight, right? And of course, towards the end of the suttas, it says that as we practice these 50 qualities, practice this loving kindness meditation, we won't come back to this world again. So, you see, if you look at these suttas, we are going to look at it. I mean, these are very simple teaching, yet it's very profound. Yet we have to contemplate on it again and again because they are very, very significant. Not just for our own self well-being, but it's also good for our social harmony. And of course, it's good also for our cultivation, right? You know, you look at these suttas in brief, right? These suttas start by saying that we have to live be a good person, right? You know, it said things like that. You know, be easy to live with, right? Be humble, right? And what else? Be content, and with what you have, you know, don't be greedy, right? If your life is full of mist, right? Your mind also, well, you know, also, if your life is full of mist, your mind also will be a mist, well, full of mist on it also, right? So it means that we can see that the Buddha's, you know, very skillfully, you know, teaching the monks, right? If you want to develop concentration and insight, you have to develop, you have to have a good discipline, okay, in your living, right? Then have to get your life in order, right? So this creates a very good foundation, right? And then of course these sutras also talk about you know, how to meditate on the loving kindness. Right? It's very brief, but it's very comprehensive, right? And this Visuddhimagga elaborate on this also based on the Karmametta sutras, right? So then, right, if you look at these Karmametta sutras, we have to recite these sutras. And it's not just only the to know them, but you have to recite it, contemplate on it, right? And if you do this continuously, you know, these amazing things will happen. For example, you know, you will find that your mind become very steady, right? And then your mind also become focused. Your mind is steady, then become very focused, right? So, and then of course, it will lead us to gain insight also. To gain insight because, you know, a calm, loving mind, right, isn't clouded of anger or fear, right? We see things clearly. Okay? So we look at this Dhammapala Sutta. It's a very ancient teaching, and it's also very popular, right? It is like a map. You know, the Buddha gave a map of where we have to go, right? From where we are now, right? So this sutta shows us, you know, how to go from being a good, being a kind person, right, to having a calm and a focused mind, right, and finally to see the world with true wisdom. Okay, so this sutta is very beautiful, right, and very straightforward. Okay, now you look at this Dhammapala Sutta, it's straight by saying 15 qualities, right, as a preparation, preparation, for preparing the foundation for two things, right? You look at this sutta, sure you talk about the metta suttas, metta, loving kindness, right? And then this sutta talk about spread the loving kindness to all the sentient beings, okay? Not just to yourself, but slowly spread the loving kindness to all sentient beings, of all direction, right? So this is one point you find in the Kaya Metta Suttas. Then the second thing, we find that the Kaya Metta Suttas, right? The practice of loving kindness is a vehicle, right? Or we can say it's a tool, or it's a protective meditation, right? To avoid our difficulties in life, right? Especially ones with a lot of anger, right? Then you have to solve your anger first before you go to meditation. So this loving kindness meditation is like the antidotes, right? Prepare yourself, right? So that in your meditation, right, you are free from all the anger. And of course, this sutta also will drive us all the way, right, without any difficulties, right, to our concentration and the insight. Okay, so you see, during the Buddha's time, you see, the Buddha didn't say, "Oh, I'm now teaching you the samatha. Yeah, this is samatha." No, when Buddha talk about, when Buddha teach meditation, he usually teach samatha and vipassana. It means that, as your mind is concentrated, you see things as they are. Buddha didn't demarcate, yeah, this method is samatha, that method is vipassana. No, Buddha never say that. I'm teaching you a vipassana, okay? Buddha never said that. Huh? So, all this differentiation of the calm and the insight meditation come because of the Abhidhamma. Okay, Abhidhamma. But anyway, just to let you know, these sutras will guide us to concentration as well as to the insight, developing insight into the Four Noble Truths, to see things as they are, and then no more coming back to this world again. Okay, so you look at the word sakho. Sakho means the leader, one who is very capable, one who is very competent, right, or able. So you can say that, this sakho that provides a very solid foundation that needed for concentration and insight. Okay, so you need to be capable. Then what is capable? Capable, right? Of course, in Buddhist context, this isn't about what they call being a CEO, right? In a company, right? It's not about that, right? It is. When we talk about the sakho, right? Competent. It is about being competent, right? In your spiritual life and in your everyday life, right? So, okay, so we talk about the sakho in the spiritual life. Okay, so it means that we have to be skilled, right, in the meditation. Of course, during the Buddha's time, if you have any question, you can anytime go and ask the Buddhas. But now, what can we depend on, right? As I was, going through the Visuddhimagga, for these 3 months, I was teaching 40 types of meditation, right? And these 40 types of meditation, each one of them giving a very comprehensive teaching, right? So the only things that we depend on the text for understanding of the meditation, right? The skill, technique. So, and of course, we learn, through the text, the different types of meditation, right? This is one thing. It means that when you want to meditate, you have to know, right? You have to be capable. You have to be competent, right, in the techniques of meditation. Okay, and of course, another meaning, right, in your spiritual path, when you talk about the competent, right, you have to be quite well versed in the Dhamma, right? That's what the Buddha said. We have to listen to the Buddha's teaching again and again, right? Bahusuttas, right? Much learned. You have to be a much learned person, right? So of course, we have to make an effort to understand the Buddha's teaching, right? And And of course, when we talk about the able, the capable or competent, also we have to keep our precepts and maintain our daily practice. It means that you are a capable person, right? You cannot be a foolish person. You know, a foolish person that don't know this and that and how, right? Because this cycle is, to me, provides a solid foundation. It means that first of all, you have to know before you proceed your journey. So this is something like a right view in the Noble Eightfold Path. Without the guidance of the proper view, then your journey ahead will be disastrous, right? So yeah, this is one thing. Then another thing for how about for daily life? Huh? When you talk about the capable daily life, right? Daily life means that for a lay person, right? They have to be capable, able, or competent, right? In their fulfilling their duties, to their families, to their work, and to their community, right? You have to be competent, okay? And of course, being a friend, right? You have to be a reliable friend, right? To maintain a kind of very good relationship. Okay, you have to be competent. If not, if you are not competent, right? I don't know how you're going to maintain this relationship. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so this is Sako, capable. Okay, now about Uju. So we are revisiting this important teaching. Of course, you may know this teaching quite well, but we can look at this teaching again, right? And how about Uju? Uju is a very simple word. Uju means straight. Okay, very straight, very straight. It's like a straight line, right? Not crooked, not bent, right? So in the Buddha's teaching, the Buddha says, right, we have to be very upright and honest in every part of our life, right? To be honest. Okay. So when we talk about the uju, upright, we have to be upright in our speech, action, and thought. Okay. Then about when we talk about be upright in our speech, be upright in our speech. How? It means that we have to speak the truth, right? Not lying. And then our words must be consistent throughout, right? That is to say, we don't say one thing and then, we don't say one thing, to one person and another thing to another person, right? So we have to be consistent, right? So it means that you have to be upright in our speech, not crooked. See, be sincere, right? Tell the truth, right? Tell something, the speech that brings beneficial and pleasant to each one of us. Okay, so yeah, so this is one thing. Then about upright in our action. Yeah, there is a word saying that we upright in what we do, right? If we say, we will do, right? Say and do, right? Don't you say and then you don't do, then you are not upright, right? In your action. Okay, so then how about the third one, being upright in our thought, our mental, our mind, right? So in many places we have to cultivate the honest, the thought, right? And then to examine our true motivation, right? Is my thought beneficial to myself, to others, right? So you have to be right, upright, in your thought. Okay, so we get things like that. Am I doing all these things for the gain or for the praise? All these things like that. Yeah. So it means that you're upright in your thought. Right? So this is a simple word of straight, honest. Okay, now then another one. The third one is suhuju. Suhuju is coming from the su and uju, right? Uju straight. Then the su means very honest, right? The su is a prefix, like good. Okay, it also carries the meaning of very or excellent, and perfect. Right? That's why you have the translation line. Very honest, perfectly upright. Okay? So okay, when you talk about very upright, that remind me of very important teachings of right thought. You heard the right thought? Samasankappa, right? Come after right view, right? Right view means you have to have a proper understanding. But the right thought, it means that we have to practice repeatedly. Not only once, but repeatedly, right? Until we established in this perfect upright. Then naturally the progresses, towards liberation. So this is very important. So we have to materialize it. By materializing it, we have to constantly practice it again and again and again. Okay, so this is something we call the right thought. Okay, then what is this right thought? In the Noble Eightfold Path means. Is it this correct thought, right intention? There are threefold, right? It means that we have to have an intention of renunciation, right? What is this renunciation? It means that letting go of craving, letting go of the selfish desire, right? The intention to move away from the greed, move away from the sensuality, right? So you see, I know it's very difficult, right? But the right thought means we have to consistently, continuously, constantly, practice, to get rid of all this desire, right? So that requires an absolute upright solution, right? Then another one is the intention of, the first one is the intention of renunciation, right? The second one is the intention of goodwill, Dhammapala, the goodwill. It means that we have to constantly practice to let go of the ill will or the anger, right? Or hatred, right? It means that we have to have a good intention, right? The right intention, right? To cultivate, what you call the kindness, metta, I think kindness, a loving kindness. Okay, so this is the second one. The third one, the intention of harmlessness. So we have to practice the good intention of harmlessness, right? Means that we have to practice letting go of what they call the cruelty, right, or the aggression, right? So it means that we have to develop the good intention of what they call protecting the life and cherishing the life. Yeah. Okay, you see, so this will require a lot of effort to strengthen, our thought, right? The thought developing, what you call the renunciation, the thought developing the goodwill, the thought developing the harmlessness. Okay, so you can see that this suju is not just only honest, simple honest like that, but this suju means that you really have to put a lot of effort in it until you become exceptional, honest. Okay, success. Okay, so yeah, this is the suhucho, right? And then the fourth one, suwacho. Suwacho. You see, a lot of people don't know how to speak. When they speak, then the relationship broke already. Okay, so literally the meaning suwacho means easy to speak or obedient. Right? So we have to become someone who is easy to talk to, right? When people talk to us, we are also very nice, talking back to them. And then we are also very receptive, right? We also become a very good listener, right? And then, you see, we have to, this is what we call easy to speak to, right? So in the Buddha's teaching, right, this means teachable. Teachable, 就是受教嘛, is a teachable. When we talk about the teachable, right, what kind of qualities one have? You see in the suttas, one of the suttas, the Buddha said, giving a very clear picture of a teachable person. Right? We want to be someone who is easy to speak to or obedient, right? So these are the qualities the Buddha said, right? He listened attentively. It means that you really pay attention to the Buddha's words, right? Being a good student, 受教嘛, you really pay attention to the teachers. Right? Really pay attention, you make the record, and then we do a lot of research, right? And then the second one, approach teachers with respect. Yeah. Then the third one, ask good question at the right time. Okay, you ask a good question. Okay, ask question, right? And then the fourth one, learn thoroughly, right? Learn thoroughly and remember what the teacher has taught to you, right? So be a good student. And most importantly, right, investigate the meaning and then put it into practice. Yeah, suancho, right? Of course, when someone correct you, right? We have to say thank you also, right? Yeah, because it's not easy. When someone correct you, someone also can be irritated, right? And they got offensive also, right? So instead, I think being a good Buddhist, when someone correct us, we have to say thank you, right? And then, instead of getting offensive, okay? Yeah. Okay, 容易受教. It means that being a good student, being a good Buddhist. Okay, being a good Buddhist means that you have to have all these qualities. Be very humble, not stubborn, open-minded, right? That you are ready to learn from others. See, these are the qualities of good students, right? Okay, now another one. It's also interesting, modu. Modu, right? Modu simply means very gentle, or very soft, or very mild, right? You see, a lot of people have misunderstood the words, thinking that modu means we have to be weak. No, it's not weak, right? It means that you have to be gentle, gentle in your character, right? It means that we have to be gentle in our speech, very polite, right? Gentle in our action, gentle in our thought as well, right? So, you see a lot of problems in our society or in our Buddhist community, right? Or disputes come because we are not gentle, right? The way we talk sometimes can be very harsh, right? We don't know how to talk, especially between colleagues. A lot of disputes and difficulties, unnecessary. Even in the Buddhist society also, everybody come with, but people don't know how to talk. They talk with kind of habits, right? And then make people irritated, right? So then it creates a lot of problem in the society, right? So the Buddha said the speech, the words that we say has to be well spoken and with true facts, all right, beneficial and pleasant to hear, right? Pleasant to hear, not only for yourself but to others as well, right? So you see, if we speak a gentle words, that softness will make others become pleasant to hear. And then, from there we can build a good relationship, right? We want to associate with friends who are very soft-spoken, isn't it? If someone who we associate with speak very harsh words, you will sure stay away far from that person. Okay, now, from this Majjhima Nikaya, right? It gives the Buddha's approach to speech. It means that a good speech, a good word, has to fulfill these three factors. Either true or false. Okay, it means that are they true or not true? Okay, you understand this? Okay, this is one thing. This is one of the factors. Then another one is beneficial, right? Is this conducive to good or conducive to harm, right? Then another one is the what do you call? Is a feeling, right? Whether it's a unpleasant feeling or pleasant feeling. You look at this in the Sutta, Buddha talk about the 6 types of speech. You look at it, only 2. The rest Buddha said, never speak, never speak, never speaks, never speak. But 2, the Buddha says, speak at the proper time. Okay? What does speak at the proper time? If it is true, beneficial, but unpleasant for others to hear, then we have to find the condition. Find, when the condition is ripened. Okay? It means that you have to speak at the right time. Don't speak at the wrong time. If you speak at the wrong time, you also gonna problem. Okay? So then another one. If it is true, beneficial and pleasant, speak at the right time also. Okay? So you can see that the pleasant, the true beneficial is, of course, that is important. But if the words are unpleasant or pleasant, then we speak at the right time. Okay, so sometimes we have to be humorous in our way of talking. I attended one of the conference, and then I remember one of the professor told us that to be a good speaker, you have to scold the people while you are still smiling. 哇，呢個好高嘅。You see, usually people scold with a lot of anger, right? But if you can scold people with smiling, yet people listen to you, it means that you are quite successful in your scolding people. Okay. So anyway, we have to be soft in our day-to-day, practice. Like we speak very soft to our family, right? Don't speak harsh words. Very soft, right? Even when you close the door, also you close, very gently, right? Not slamming the door, wow, 老粗. Okay, very soft, right? And then when you put things, also you put things very gently, right? And or even when you respond question, then you respond very calmly, right? Even when you are also very busy. All this kind of thing, you can see that we have to be soft. We have to be gentle, not just in word, but in our speech, in our action, or in our thought also, right? 哇，这些 quality 不容易是吧 You see, to attain concentration, you need to have all this quality. Yeah. They serve as a very solid foundation. Then another one is anatimani. Anatimani is from n and atimani. N and atimani. So n means not, right? Atimani means pride. So which means not proud, being humble, true humility. 骄慢. So you see, when we talk about the pride, there are many prides that we are not quite aware, right, in our practice. For example, right, some people will say that, I can meditate. My meditation is so deep. Okay, so to me, when someone talk about this thing, I can see he has that kind of spiritual pride. Right? Then how about someone who said, I read a lot of books. Okay? I don't know what implication we want to tell the people, but I can look at it. You have that kind of pride also, right? Or someone said, I can meditate, right? More than you. Or I meditate 2 hours, or meditate 3 hours. Wow. As if you are really genius, huh? You can see that he also has that kind of pride. Very subtle pride that we are not quite aware with, right? So anyway, anatimani is all about the true humility, right? So it means that you are not measuring yourself against others, right? Or thinking yourself is better or worse or equal, right? Yeah, it means that we learn, right?
to treat everyone with respect. Okay, we respect everyone, right? Okay, so when your mind is free from anatimani, from pride, right? Free from pride, then there won't be any comparing, right? No judging, right? Uh, we respect for everyone, no matter what they are doing or what they have done. See, we respect everyone. Okay, just be humble. Just okay. When someone meditate for 2 hours, okay, you just rejoice at them. Not to say that 2 hours. Oh, I meditate 3 hours. No, see, we just rejoice. Just rejoice. Okay. Uh, put man. You see, you're not looking down on others. This kind of thing, right? And then of course, there is a Chinese word called 不忘初心. You understand how to translate into English? 不忘初心. Not to forget the beginner's mind. This is a very, when we used to say, right, we keep a beginner's mind. Yeah, I don't know. When we were, when you become, or let's say like for Buddhist monk, right? Usually we will tell them that 不忘初心, you see. Because when a person become monk after some time, then they forget their beginner's mind, right? So we ask them why you become a monk, right? What is that? What is the motivation? Motivate you to become a monk. So okay, so yeah, 不骄慢, huh? So anyway, when you talk about 不骄慢 also, I think there is also a very important teaching implied here, right? It means that I, no different from others. We are all the same. Okay, we are all the same, right? Because you understand certain teaching, right? For example, the teachings of impermanent, right? Impermanent, because everything is changed, everything changes, nothing stays forever. It means that though today I have this achievement, right, or I have this knowledge, they are just temporarily on me. Just because I learn more than you, huh? But there's nothing pride in me. Okay? Okay? So in that sense you become very humble, isn't it? And then you respect people, isn't it? You don't make people feel bad. Yet you're respecting others, you're respecting of their job, their career. Okay? Then similarly also, if you have the idea of the non-self, right? Because the Buddha taught us, we have to, it means that, if non-self means there is no abiding I and the self, right? There is no solid, what you call the separate me, I, here, that to be so proud in the first place. Okay? No. Why are you so proud of? There's no I that to be so proud of, right, in the first place. So not self. We are just only a conglomeration of different elements together, right? So there are another important things also, not proud. You also can think of the teaching of interdependent. We are interdependent, right? My coming here require a lot of support. Even when I eat this food, require a lot of conditions to fulfill. The farmer, the merchants and the devotee to support. So all these supports, okay? So we are all interconnected, interdependent. So what's so special about you? So if you think like that, you have no pride. Instead, you respect others. Even the farmer, right, who plant the rice, plant the paddy, right? We also respect them because without them also we have no food to eat, right? So we have a lot of gratitude, a lot of respect for everyone who supported us, isn't it? So this is also my understanding of not proud. You have to be humble. Okay? And then example here, I give an example, it's like simile. Okay? Buddha gave a very good simile. Be like the earth. You know this? Be like the earth. Right? You see the earth. the soil, right? That we live, right? That we stand on, the earth, accept everything that we throw on it, right? Whether it's beautiful flowers, okay, or even the stinking garbage, yeah, or whatever, stinking, smelly thing, right? Um, the world, the earth, just accept it, right? Without any discrimination, without any liking or hating, right? The earth just accept it is. So this is what we call the mind of true humility, the mind of not pride. Okay, because we're all interconnected. The Buddha saying everything is impermanent, right? Whatever I have is just only temporarily, right? What's so special about me? No, no special. Everything will come and go, come and go, isn't it? Yeah, when you look at all these qualities, we become a very good person, isn't it? Yeah, these are all the virtuous qualities we have. Then another one is santusako. Santusako means contentment, content. It means that we are quite happy, quite satisfied, quite content with what we have, right? For example, the Buddha says that monk should learn to be content with these four simple requisites, right? To be content with the simple clothing, be content with simple food, simple shelter, and the medicine. Okay? And further, the Buddha also said contentment is the greatest wealth. Right? It is not about how much money in your bank or how you consider rich, right? It is about the feeling of enough inside your heart. Enough. I'm contented, right? Uh, so you see, when you look at this contentment also, that also reminds us of the gratitude, right? So we have to have the feeling of gratitude also, because you know, you can also think like that every day. You know, you think of a few things that you have to thank for. For example, the food that you have eaten, right, are good enough. It's good enough, right? You buy little food and then it's good enough. You're contented with this little food, right? So you know, you are gratitude. Yes, you have a lot of gratitude to it. So to me, you know, this kind of santosak or the contentment also connected with the gratitude, the sense of gratitude also. Uh, so you have that, you know. So you also find joys, right, in the present moment. Be content with what you have now. So that kind of joy is in a very simple present moment. Then subharo, easy to support, easy to take care of. The Buddha said we have to be content with simple things, right? Content with these four simple requisites, and always grateful for what we have received, right? So, uh, okay, don't ask from the lay person. Okay, don't go and ask. Okay, can you cook this for me? Can you cook that for me? You know, then you're asking too much, right? It means that you are not easy to support, right? Uh, um, you see a lot of people asking us, you know, whenever attending down, they say, Father, what do you want? What do you want? You want? You see, our practice is that usually we cannot say. Whatever people offer, we just accept. We never ask from the lay person what we want, what we want you to prepare for us. You see, that is very difficult to take care of, isn't it? So we have to lead a very simple life. So you can see that all these qualities are connected to each other's. So that is to say, when you have this very good quality, you also possess some other quality as well, right? Uh, it means that when you are very contented, you have a lot of gratitude, respect for others also. You're also the one who is very easy, you know, to take care of, isn't it? And also we have to understand that if you have a lot of demand, okay, in your request, You demand this, demand that, it has to be fresh, it has to be this, like that. Then how about the lay people? The lay people sure will have some words to say, right? They will say that, wow, these monks are asking so many things. Next time I don't want to serve you anymore. Okay, for example, right? So you can see that this kind of not easy to be taken care of, right? We're not create a very harmonious community to live, right? But if we are very easy to be taken care of, right? We are creating a very harmonious community, good relationship between the lay people, right? And then lay people also will be very willing to support the sangha because sangha is very easy to take care of, right? They don't ask, they don't request this, don't request that, right? So it means that we have to develop certain considerate, what they call for others also, yeah. Not to say, oh, because their family is rich, or I request a lot of things. No, you can't. Okay, or you cannot be choosy. I don't want to go to poor family because they don't serve food. They don't serve good food, right? So it means that you are very choosy. It's very difficult to be taken care of, right? So yeah, we have to be kind and compassionate enough to the lay person. Whatever they offer, we just take it, with gratitude. If not, requesting too much. So in the temple also, we offer very simple food. Very simple food. We have to train the monks to be, to be, easy to support. If not, you see most of the temple in Malaysia, especially Theravada, when you come to the lunchtime, wow, mountain people see. Lots of people coming and offer the food, right? You see, when monks live in this kind of environment, with this kind of food served every day, very sumptuous food offered every day, what would this monk live? Or say, if they go to other places, they cannot. They sure will have a lot of complaint or what they call discrimination or what, So this is also not so favorable for their spiritual growth, also for their spiritual training, right? So we have to be very easy to be taken care of anyway. Don't make too much demand. No demand. And apa kicho means apa and kicho, having few duties. Okay. Uh, so having few duties, it means that don't make your life busy, right? It means that we have to organize our time properly also, right? Um, you see in our day-to-day life, for example, right? Nowadays, we have to, especially this one is for monk, we have to simplify our schedule also. Uh, Sometimes we're also quite busy with our schedule also packed. The Buddha also said we have to simplify our schedules. We have to have few duties, right? So we have to learn how to set the boundary also, huh? And what do you call? You see, when you talk about when you have a few duties, we have more time for our practice, isn't it? But imagine that your schedules are all fully packed, then you have less time for your practice, right? And then our mind is also very busy thinking of what next, you see, what next to do, right? Our mind all the time very restless, always thinking what to do next, you see, because we are so busy. So So you see, in our world today, everybody is very very busy. So there is a very famous words now commonly used by the world now is young people now is called 断舍离. I don't know what is 断舍离. 断舍离 means that letting go everything. Okay, cut off everything, cut off all the possession. It means that they live only a very little thing. Yeah, minimalist, is it? Is it minimalist? Yeah, they live very minimal, right? So it means that, this is also to monk, right? We have to give ourselves a gift. What is that? What is that gift? A gift of space. A gift of space. Okay, it means that we need a rest. We need space, right? Not packed with all kind of things, but space for our breathing, space for our thinking, right? And space for our practice, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, and the Majjhima Nikaya also said, not being overly involved with various activities that distract from the spiritual path. So easy. Yeah, so you have to have to good in your organizing your schedule. So you think that this week so busy, 2 3 days even is good enough. We have to set the boundaries. Yeah, maybe 2 days for Dhamma talk and then the rest for the meditation or the rest for the teaching. If not, your whole day, the whole schedule is packed with activities. So then Salamukkavutti. Yeah, this Salamukkavutti sounds quite similar with this one, the earlier one, Apakicho. But this one is more on the simple lifestyle, right? It means that having a very few sensation, right? Few things. It means that you are happy with just only few basic necessities, okay? And Salamukkavutti, right? So there is a good example here. Is like Anguttara Nikaya is that living lightly with few possession, like a bird that flies with light wings. Okay, yeah. So this is a very good illustration. So this is the art of traveling light through life. It is about letting go of the heavy burden of possession and worries. So we can feel light and free, just like the bird soaring through the sky. So you see the difference between Apakicho and Salamukkavutti. Apakicho is more on the time. You don't arrange your time packed with all events. Okay? But this one, Salamukkavutti, is more on your own personal possession. Okay? Keep less, keep very minimum, right? So that your life that's easy to maintain and take care of, right? Then another one, your mind also because you possess very little thing, your mind also become very light, right? Then your mind also will be will be free from the worry. You don't need to worry at night that people come and steal your things, right? No need to lock so many things. your mental also become very light because you possess so little things. People know that when you enter your house also nothing's there. So that's why our Brahma Vihara, our Kutik never lock. We keep it open because we have to practice Salamukkavutti. If people come to our room, there's nothing that they can steal. If they want to steal, we also has a lot of compassion for them because we thought that you really need it. Okay, no problem. We let go. We can share with you, no problem. Okay, so that is also a kind of the detachment, and then make our life easy to maintain and easily to be taken care of. Okay. And then another one, Santindriya. Santindriya. Santindriya means you have to have a sense restraint. Okay. So here the Santa. Santi is from the Santa. Santa means peace or calm. Indriya means refer to the six senses. Eyes, ear, nose, sound, body, and mind. So it means that we have to have a peaceful mind and calm senses, peaceful mind. Okay, because of time, so we just briefly go through them. Then the 12, Nipako. Nipako is also interesting. the translation here, the best we can think of is like prudent or having a good judgment. Okay, this Nipako, right? It's not make you yourself look very smart or very genius, right? It means that we have to have what do you call? We have to know how to apply the what do you call the understanding, the understanding, in our day-to-day life, to avoid problems, to avoid difficulties, right, and to create peace for ourselves, right? For example, right, a person is very wise, right? He is having a good judgment, right? Means he is very good at making decision, right? It means that he has clear comprehension also, right? So he understands what you call the potential consequences of his action, right? You understand or not? So when you want to do something, he wants to know whether my action will bring beneficial or disastrous consequences. If it is a bad one, we don't do, right? So it means that he has a clear comprehension. He knows what he wants to do. So this is meaning by wise and prudent and having good judgment. It's not someone who is very smart or a very learned. Okay, no. Okay, he know when I do this thing, will that bring consequences for me or not, right? So, wise in that sense. Okay, wise in that sense. And then upper gap 就是not imprudent or modest, respectful, knowing to act appropriately. Okay, so anyway, when you talk about this upper gap, 不粗鲁, it means that we have to be gentle in our tone, right? And we have to know the right time to speak and right times to keep quiet also. And to be polite, right? And use a very respectful language, right? Think before you speak. People don't know how to speak. When they speak, they hurt people, right? And then we have to use very respectful gestures also. So all these things mean quality. So we are very mindful. This in the Sutta, the Buddha described the quality of a God told me, not bold, not imprudent, gentle in your speech, free from conceit. So you can see a lot of overlapping, in these 15 qualities, but we don't have time, to see the differences. But these are the basic qualities. So we have to, contemplate on these teachings again and again. And then another one, Kulesu Ananogito. It's also interesting because the Buddha said monks are not attached to family. This family also includes the lay family also. Okay, so once you become a monk, right? Don't attach families anymore, right? It means that we have to be happy with what the devotees offer, right? Without having any preferences or favorite, right? And also don't make special requests, be easy to support. So we have seen that, right? So when we go to visit the lay family, don't chit chat, don't talk nonsense, right? Speak about the Dhamma. Okay, some people have a lot of attachment to the family because once you have attachment with the families, then you have problem, right? You have problem. You don't have time for your own practice, right? And okay, the last one, Nachakutta Samachari Kichi, right? Not doing even the slightest thing that the wise will criticize. Okay, so the Buddha taught his son Rahula The Buddha told him, right, to reflect on his action 3 ways. The Buddha said, before you do, before you act, before you do an action, right, reflect on it. Okay, it means that will this action lead to harm for yourself and for others? Okay, while you are acting, while you are doing an action, reflect on it. You can check, is this action currently causing harm to me, right, or to others? And after the action, right, you also can reflect, did that action cause any harm to myself or to others? Okay, so it means that you are very cautious. Even with the slightest thing, if you doubt, right? That wise criticize. Okay, so I think these 15 qualities, there are a few, overlapping, but there are very subtle differences. Okay, very subtle differences. So all these qualities, you see, will support in our spiritual growth. So if we have these kind of qualities in us, right, it's very easy for us to attain the concentration, right? Immediately when you sit down, your mind is free from all these worries. It's very easy for you to meditate. When your mind is so clear, so concentrated, right, you are able to see, the what do you call it? You are able to see things as they are. This thing as they are, I mean, the paticca samuppada, the causes and condition, right? You are able to see, the individual is made up of 5 aggregates, etc., etc. You are able to see things clearly by yourself, right? So by this practice, we are not far from attaining the nibbana. Okay, so practice, cultivate these 15 qualities are very, very important. In fact, this is the whole of our spiritual practice also, and also suitable for monks as well as for the lay people. So you can see that a lot of change if you practice these qualities. Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.